Who is Lady Jaw? Lady Jaw is kind of a boss and likes to make things happen and is confident and likes the admiration from the crowd. I'd say that's kind of who Lady Jaw is. An inspiration. I got involved with drag when I was living in Washington and I was performing as a go-go dancer, and I perform after the drag queens would do their performance, and then I started modeling too, and then my friends started putting me in drag, and I think that's what initially started my whole drag career. Drag is an art form that lets people express themselves in a different way, in like a different identity. It was like really founded as it is today, like in the 70s and 80s, when the LGBTQ community had a lot of negative reactions from the public. So then they kind of use it as a way to express themselves in a very like loud way and say like, no, we're here, we're staying. It's visual art. You're putting makeup on, you're taking on a new identity, and then you're taking that persona and then amplifying it and giving it a whole character and then performing as that character. Performing is a lot of fun. You're no longer you take on like a completely new identity. They're completely different people, like me and Lady Jaw, completely different. So it's fun getting to be someone else and live that life for a second. What gave me the idea to have a drag show in the small town of Montevideo was there was a lot of interest from people because they knew I would do drag, and at first it was just going to be like in Java River's courtyard and then it was going to be inside, and we kind of just like played with the idea for a little bit and it just got more and more interest, and then we did it at the Hollywood. My impressions from the show in Montevideo, I thought it was the best time in Montevideo I've ever had. Just looking in the crowd and like everyone was smiling and having fun. Obviously like everyone of like every like political viewpoint or religion or like sexuality or whatever, but everyone was just like there, having a good time, watching the same thing, having like the same experience. I thought it was really beautiful. The performer said that that night was one of the best crowds they had. They said they'd come back anytime. Before the show started, let's see. Pure stress. No, before the show started, I was mostly spending my time making sure that the space looked the way I wanted it to look, and then it just came down to like getting ready. I'd say like just getting like ready in that moment or for that performance, like typically like on average at least like 2 hours. It's taken me like 3 or 4 hours to put together a look before. And then like that whole persona, I mean, it's like a lifetime of developing different traits like in yourself and then like amplifying them through that persona that you create. Yeah, I'd say performing's helped with my confidence. It's fun to be on a stage, and being Lady Jaw gives me the opportunity to be on a stage. I think the community of Montevideo was overwhelmingly accepting of the idea of having a drag show in Montevideo. There wasn't any like protest or very small pushback, so yeah, I was kind of surprised too. When I first saw the Hollywood, I literally was like, there's no way this is gonna be full of people. It felt so big. But then that night, like it felt small because there were so many people. It was cool. The importance of having a drag show in a small town, I feel like is so a smaller percentage of people that live here feel seen and accepted. I think that is super important for any small town. I think a lot of times in smaller towns, people that are like part of the LGBTQ community don't feel seen or accepted, or they can feel like kind of scared to like be in that space. So I think a night like that where they're being celebrated for their difference makes a strong impact on the community. It makes it stronger as a whole. What I want people to know about drag is, I guess it's not as explicit as people think. It's more about just having a good time with people and mostly just art.
Postcards is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota. Additional support provided by Margaret A. Cargill Philanthropies, Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien on behalf of Shalom Hill Farms, a retreat and conference center in a prairie setting near Windham, Minnesota. On the web at shalomhillfarm.org. Alexandria, Minnesota, a year-round destination with hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for memorable vacations and events. More information at explorealex.com. The Lake Region Arts Council's Arts Calendar, an arts and cultural heritage funded digital calendar showcasing upcoming art events and opportunities for artists in West Central Minnesota. On the web at lrac4calendar.org. Playing today's new music plus your favorite hits, 96.7 Cram. Online at 967cram.com.